Hi, so I hope you're all doing great, and today I'd like to show you a really strong effect, and I hope you will enjoy it. So first of all, I'll just go over the performance, and then we will get into the explanation. Okay. Now you probably know that deco cards is actually related with randomness, chances, odds, luck, all these kind of things. Now one thing that I actually realized after playing around with deco cards a lot is that nothing actually happens randomly. Everything happens for a reason. No matter how random it actually initially looks like, everything actually happens for a reason. Now let me actually try and prove it to you. Okay, first of all, it's a shuffle deck. Okay, that is important, and I want you to select any card. Okay, any card is possible. So let's say maybe you like this one. Okay, I want you to try and remember the card. Okay, do not forget it. Now we will place the card exactly where you took it from. Okay, now at this point you know that your card is maybe about 20-25 cards down, right? So it's not exactly random, but if I actually shuffle the cards now, it's actually random because now you don't know where your card is. Now you don't know where any of the cards are. As a matter of fact, we will give this even more shuffle, okay? And you can actually shuffle this yourself, okay? So that you can see it really being mixed, okay? Now I want you to cut at any random place, okay? Anywhere you like, okay? So let's say maybe you cut here. Again, that's a free choice, okay? Next time you cut, you would have cut to a different position, okay? Now I want you to name a number between say 5 and 50, okay? So let's say maybe you like 11, okay? Really doesn't matter. Now again, you can choose which any of these piles, okay? Let's say maybe you like this one, okay? Really doesn't matter. Now you said 11, right? We are actually going to use the 11th card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is the 11th card. Now we won't look at it just yet, but one thing is actually very important, because if you had said 12, it would have been this card. If you had said 10, it would have been this card, okay? 9 would have been this card. Again, it's a completely free choice. Next time you selected, maybe you will say another number we never knew. Now I want you to name one more number, again between 5 and 50. Let's say this time you like maybe I don't know, 7 maybe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the 7th card. Now remember, if you had a 6, it would have been this one. If you had said 8, it would have been this one, okay? And of course it could have been any of these cards, but you wanted 7, okay? Now let's actually recap what we just did, okay? And you selected a random card from a shuffle deck, then you shuffled it into the deck that makes it everything random. Then you cut at a random position, and then you gave 2 random numbers, and according to those 2 random numbers we arrived at these 2 random cards. And after all these random choices, if I tell you that it was never actually random, that will be amazing, right? Because I'm telling you right now, we haven't looked at it just yet, but I'm telling you right now, the values of these 2 cards will tell us the exact location of your selected card in the deck. Now after all these random choices that you made, if that happens, it would be amazing, right? Now let's see if it actually happens. Now this is a 4, right? 4 plus 10 is 14. Now let's see. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And the 14th card is exactly your 2 of clubs. Alright guys, so before we get into the explanation, I have to tell you that this effect is not actually for everyone, okay? Because it's actually technically a bit demanding, and either you're already familiar with this sort of techniques that are actually required to pull off the effect, or you may actually have to put in a lot of work before you can actually perform it. And as to whether it's worth it, all I can say is that it's the sort of effect that the more I think about it, the more impossible it actually gets, okay? And you will often hear things like, what if I selected another number, what if it was another card, you know, all these things. And it's one of those things that the more intelligent the spectator is, the more amazed he will actually be, okay? So I'll just get into the explanation, and you will actually have to do quite a bit of work before you can do this effect, okay? Unless you are already familiar with these kind of things. Now having said that, let's actually get into the explanation, okay? It actually needs a setup, okay? You need a 10 and any 10 value card and any 4 value card, okay? Just simply bring it to the bottom, okay? That's the only setup you need. And at this point you can actually let the spectator select a card, okay? Again, it's a free choice. and in this case it's the jack of clubs. Okay, now you will actually control the selected card to not exactly to the bottom, but to second from the bottom. Okay, so now you have the two setup cards and the selected card in between them. Okay, now you will actually any control, you can use any control you like. Okay, whatever you are comfortable with. Okay, just get the card to that position, and now you will do a slip shuffle. Okay, meaning that you will keep the bottom card in place, but you will lift up all the other cards, and then you will shuffle off and you will run the last few cards singly. Okay, meaning that now the selected card will be on top, followed by the one of the 10 or the 4. Okay, now you will do a riffle shuffle, adding 3 cards in between them. Okay, so you hold back 3 and you will put it in between the selected card and the 10. Okay, and you'll also have to retain the 4 at the bottom. Okay, now you will ask the spectator to cut the cards anywhere they like. So let's say maybe they cut here, and now you will ask them to name any number between 5 and 50. So they can name any number. So and they will actually can choose whichever packet they want. Okay, let's say maybe they named 10 and they choose maybe this one. Okay, now what you will do if they chose the top packet, what you will do is you will deal the first 4 cards fairly. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 cards. Now 5th card onwards you will actually do a second deal. Okay, now this is where the trick actually gets difficult. Okay, so that's 5 6 7 8 9, and then you can deal fairly the 10th card. Okay, deal fairly, do not look at it just yet. And this is important that you actually show that if it was another number, it would have been different number, different card, and you show both of them like that. Now we'll actually place this packet on top of the this section. Okay, and you will also remember the number they named 10, right? So you will subtract 1 from 10, which is 9. That will be your key number. Okay, that's going to be important, because at this point there, when you put this packet on top of this packet, their selected card will be 9 from the top. Now you will actually have to remember that in a second. Okay, now at this point you can go into the next random number. Okay, so let's say maybe you will do, they said 7. Okay, so you will count down to the 7th card. Okay, now you will do a bottom deal. Okay, to force this one. Okay, so when you come to the 7th card, simply do a bottom deal, and again you can show that it could have been this card, could have been this card, it could have been any of these cards. Okay, and now you remember the 9 is your key number. Okay, and their selected card is actually 9 from the top. Okay, so you will actually have to add enough cards to actually make that number to 14. Okay, so I hope that actually makes sense. Okay, so you will riffle shuffle the cards, holding back 5 cards. Okay, now when you finish the shuffle, the selected card will end up 14 from the top. Okay, and all your work is actually done. Okay, now build it up. Okay, reiterate all the conditions, everything that you have done, and then you can show that it's a 4 and it's also 10, so it's 14. And now you can count down very fairly. Okay, and this is great because the important counting is actually done very fairly. So I think it's great for a trick that relies on false stealing. Okay, being able to count fairly at the most vital moment. Okay, now we can count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13, and the 14th card of course will be their jack of clubs. So that is the effect, guys, and as I said at the beginning, it's not for everyone, but if you actually put in the practice, you will have something that will amaze even the most skeptical ones. So anyway, I hope you will actually give it a try, and I hope you find this useful. So until we see you next time, take care and bye.